A very warm welcome to all our esteemed guest participants who are watching us on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and Zoom platform, who have associated and joined ICanCaRe Sunday Live in a yet another episode and a very special one. Today is Valentine's Day special event. And on behalf of the entire team of ICanCaRe, I welcome each and every one of you on this beautiful Sunday evening to a wonderful program on I Love You, Not Your Tobacco at ICanCaRe Sunday Live.
I would request our dearest Dr. Reena to please come in. Dr. Reena is the director, academic director at ICanCaRe, and has got a huge experience as the mentor, as the principal of dental college, and has got huge number of awards. Just look at the awards he has got. She's a sports dentist, national clinical advisor, Special Olympics Bharat, regional clinical advisor, Special Olympics Asia Pacific, excellence in educational leadership from American Academy of Medicine and Dentistry, Golosina Health Leadership Award, by God, Special Olympics Asian Pacific Award in 2018. She's the former.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pavan. Thank you.
Just let me read it out. I'm so, look, it's a pleasure to introduce you, ma'am. And former Dean and Principal of Divya Jyoti College of Dental Sciences and Research. She's the Secretary, International Association of Disability and Oral Health India Chapter. And can you believe she's the director, academic, and she is training people all over India under the accreditation of Gujarat University. This is the first such course that she is the director, and we are having a lot of marshals, ambassadors, and specialists all over India, and she's taking these courses all. And I believe during this period she has trained more than 500 doctors and social workers for this purpose, to create this network of tobacco fighting the people fighting against tobacco. So over to you, ma'am. Be a buddy, spouse counseling, making your partner tobacco free, and that's what we are looking for with the network. We want everyone to be tobacco free. So it's the responsibility of a woman or the partner to make the other partner free. Thank you, ma'am, and over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pavan, and this was such a warm and such a generous introduction, and I feel very humbled and most joyous to be part of our family of ICanCaRe. And I wish all of you here today, all our partners, all our guests here, and all our participants here, a lot of love and a lot of caring for each other and for the world, and above all for yourself. And a very happy Valentine's Day to each and every one of you. So today I had some wonderful messages which we heard from each and every one of our speakers who presented something. And there was starting from gratitude, starting from inner health and inner wellness, inner beauty, translating into outer beauty, and looking at love, as a very powerful emotion. And this emotion is where we really have to look at this as to how it can create beautiful life moments. So I loved Dr. Shalini's presentations, and it went on with how with the D-Day, everything finally changes from the Rose Day to the V-Day to the Valentine Day to the D-Day. I loved it. And what really is life about after that D-Day? It is all about communication. I'm sorry, I think. Okay. Life is all about communication, because how are we communicating? So if you look at it, there are 5 different ways that we communicate with each other. It is what I say with my eyes, so it is optical. What do I hear when the other person is speaking, or when I speak, what is the other person really hearing? What is the emotional communication, the non-verbal and the verbal communication? So here we are at ICanCaRe, very concerned about the tobacco menace. And of course, we consider this as a demon of the society. And on this day, we would really concentrate on how the role of a family, the role of a wife, the role of a spouse, maybe the husband, maybe the wife, in actually making sure that how is this person, the partner, is going to live a tobacco-free life. So I know it becomes very frustrating, because we have heard it from our patients, we have heard it from our doctors who are participating in our programs, that all the partners are coming and saying how frustrating it is to see your spouse addicted to something which has a 50% chance of reducing the lifespan by good 15 to 20 years. But however, at the end of the day, no matter what, no matter what. It is that vow that we took on that V day, on that D day, that we are in it together. So that is where the communication needs to be informed in such a manner that, there is no emotional blackmail. You need to make it out that smoking is an addiction and must be treated as one. I think once that is put out, and it is not a blame, it is not finding a fault, it is like treating this as a family issue rather than pointing it out as the problem of the spouse. We should not be insensitive. We should not be judgmental. We should not make a person feel so guilty. So this is a strong amount of, yes, it is calling for a lot. But then when you love a person, I think, as I say, love transcends boundaries. Love creates much bigger emotions and opens up a much stronger character. And with love comes gratitude, from what I heard from my previous speaker. And I think it's an important part of how we learn to communicate. We need to convince our spouse that we are in together. And there are going to be hurdles. This path isn't going to be easy. The care has to be there. And I commit to stand by you in all the way, in all the journey, when it comes to kicking this butt and leaving that habit of chewing or smoking tobacco. I also know that the first few weeks are going to be the toughest. And I appreciate every little thing that you do to make sure that our family, our children, our lives are going to be a different world. So there's a very fine line, each one of us are concerned, but there's a very fine line between concern and nagging. So the nagging would become like, when you're repeatedly saying it and as though it is the other person who is at fault and it is the other person who's not doing something. So it is important that us as partners in our communication style, we be clear that we are concerned, we are there to handhold, we are your friend, best friends, because that's what we vowed on that day. So if I am your best friend, I want to be your buddy through this, and I want to handhold you, not just through life as I promised on that day, but through life, making sure that all the ups and downs are looked after, and I am there to handhold and stand as your best buddy. The interesting thing is there are lots of research which has been done in this area, and it has been found that it's very important that if both the spouses, were using tobacco or some kind of addiction, if one spouse gives up and has given up, it makes the home a better place, a place which is cleaner, and it encourages the spouse to quit. So if there is a certain habit, it may not be just tobacco, maybe it's a certain habit which is a not acceptable habit by the other spouse. But if one of them lets go that habit, it helps move the spouse who's using tobacco or the addiction to cease that. So this was a very interesting human behavior, familial cooperative behavior studies which are there, because social sciences is the way about human behavior and learning, understanding, and the way we look at life. And on today's day, I think we just need to reiterate our commitment to our families, to our spouse, not just for today, but remembering that V day, the D day, and the R day, and taking this as every day of our lives with gratitude and love. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr.
We at
Reena.
ICanCaRe really pledge to make this a reality for everybody. And there are so much to learn right here, that whether it is moving at looking at your family, looking at your community, looking at our students, who do we want to include in this? So there is, it is your desire is the limit, and we at ICanCaRe are willing to help every person who wants to learn, who wants to help, and who wants to quit, and who wants to help others quit. So we are there for you at ICanCaRe today and always.
That's a wonderful commitment, ma'am. And we at ICanCaRe are with you. And this problem of tobacco, that can be taken care with the help of ICanCaRe. And every day, because of tobacco, 3,700 people die. 3,700, that is equivalent to 10 bombers, 10 jet being bombed or crashed every day. अगर हमारे ये देखें तो this is a very painful death, and it's not a simple, and definitely it needs an intervention. It needs everyone to join hands together. हम लोग जब साथ में जुड़ेंगे, and the सबसे बड़ा problem ये है कि it is a socially acceptable custom. अभी आदित्य जी ने बताया कि we should go to the झोपड़ीज and the rural areas and then talk to the workers there. But दुख की बात यह है कि if you look into your own club, sir, maybe there you will be finding that there will be a lot of people who are working, who are taking tobacco. And then in addition to that, if you look into it, if you extend your presence a little more, and if you go to the house of each one of your members, there would be maids, there would be the drivers, there would be the mali who might be taking tobacco, and they need to be guided. And then if you go to the each line member is a industry in himself. They have got a huge industry, they employ a lot of people, and if you look at the employment, there will be a lot of people who are taking tobacco. अगर हम अपने आप को सबसे पहले बहुत दूर ना जाते हुए, बहुत ज्यादा दूर ना जाते हुए, केवल हम अपने आसपास और अपने को एक ये जो सोशली एक्सेप्टेबल कस्टम है, इसको हम लोग एक सोशल आउटरीच की तरह हम लोग कर लेंगे, हम उसको एक्सेप्ट ही ना करें. So if you do not accept this thing as, then it itself will become a, it will change the society in itself, and ये झुग्गी झोपड़ी वाले जितने हैं, they themselves will start getting out of tobacco. So this is where we launched this program, the Save the Youth campaign. और Save the Youth campaign क्या है? What is युवा बचाओ अभियान? वो क्या है? Number 1, sensitize, संवेदनशील बनाना. Number 2 is assist, that is मदद करना. Number 3 is volunteer training program, that is where we train a lot of people to become to be part of the network for tobacco cessation, that is प्रशिक्षण करना. And force tobacco, SAVE, sensitization, assistance, volunteer training and enforcement. Sensitize, किस चीज का sensitize करें? This is very important. So आदित्य जी को मैं बताऊंगा. Number three things we want to sensitize. Number 1 is be smart, do not start. जागरूक रहें, प्रारंभ ना करें. Number 2 is be careful and fearful. Be careful and fearful. Please mark my word. Be careful and fearful of tobacco. People using tobacco around you, and win over tobacco made easy. That is कि तंबाकू को हम लोग आसानी से छोड़ सकते हैं. So this is the sensitization program. And then assist, that is assist to quit tobacco. So we have got everything with us, ready with us. To ICanCaRe has developed each and every protocol to help people quit tobacco. We have got the quit line, we have got the app, which Rishabh will be talking about, the self-help books, the online cessation methods, cessation centers, online group counseling methods, online consultation, e-commerce portal, so that the medicines can be sent to the person who is requiring it, and ICanCaRe app. Then the network, the network is very important to develop the volunteers, the marshals, the ambassadors, alliance partners, and specialists. And this is where we are working. And of course, the enforcing tobacco-free zones. So be careful and fearful. This is something what I specifically say. हमें एक outreach करना है. We have to create that feeling among the society that we will not accept anyone taking tobacco. Refuse to take tobacco. हम खुद नहीं लेंगे तंबाकू. We will not refuse to take tobacco. Refuse to be a friend of a tobacco user. जो तंबाकू लेता है उसका साथ में हम दोस्त भी नहीं रहेंगे. Refuse to marry a tobacco user. This is very important, and this is what I specifically put for the Valentine's Day. हमारे आज के Valentine's Day में हर लड़की को हर लड़के को ये चीज करना है कि tobacco users के साथ नहीं देना है. Refuse to employ a tobacco user. Refuse to work with a tobacco user. अगर कोई आपका boss है, अगर आपका कोई senior है, आपका कोई colleague है, if he is taking tobacco, then we have to help them, or we have to make them get rid of this tobacco. So be careful and fearful, and that is why I've said second hand and third hand effects of tobacco are there, and each one can be affected. So this is very important. So at ICanCaRe, what we have developed, and this is in a nutshell, we have developed the app, we have developed a digitalized protocol based treatment. This is the first time such a thing has happened in India. So it was never there earlier, and it is a change that is taking place. And we have equipped tobacco wellness centers. We have one at Max, and we are having multiple centers, one at Muradabad, and we look forward to have more centers at Ghaziabad, at other places. Then training a certified tobacco cessation specialist. We have got trained tobacco cessation specialist. Harshita is a CTCS, which is we are doing from Gujarat University. The self-help materials are there, e-pharmacy is there. The quit coach, which is again a person who wants to quit tobacco, उनको हम लोग हैंड होल्ड करते हैं so that we can help them to quit completely. Central quit line number is there, which is there for this number is there as a quit line number, and the community network model is there where we can work at this. So a tobacco wellness program is a well-balanced program. It is a digitalized program, and it is individualized for the person, depending, and it individualizes depending upon the requirement of the person, whether the pharmacotherapy is required, behavioral intervention is required, how to manage the withdrawal symptoms, the associated illness management has to be there, and the immunity, because these patients are low in immunity, we need to take care of. So अभी मैं एक ही चीज कहूंगा, कोई बहाना नहीं चलेगा, तंबाकू को इर्द गिर्द भी नहीं होना चाहिए, and this is what we have to say, and we will be learning more on this Valentine's Day special. We will be learning more from the learned speakers who will be talking about it. Those who still use tobacco, ICanCaRe is there to help you. Please understand, अगर आपके आसपास में भी कोई भी तंबाकू यूज करना है, just bring them in, and we will be there to help. Every one of you rise and take. Everyone has to rise and be empowered to save the youth. So this is where the need of the hour abhi is the manpower. You know, a lot of people, we just talk about tobacco. हम लोग बोलते हैं कि तंबाकू खराब है, तंबाकू नहीं लेना, but हमें skilled manpower की जरूरत है. We need to have more tobacco marshals. We need to have tobacco ambassadors and tobacco specialists. And this is what I say: network at all the levels of the society. From the जो जैसा बताया कि to go to the periphery, to go to the villages, we need to have a lot of volunteers. We need to have tobacco marshals at each and every unit, every society, every RWA. We need to have tobacco marshals, tobacco ambassadors who are again the motivators for the people to quit tobacco, and of course tobacco cessation specialists. They have to be trained. तभी सबसे बड़ी बात है कि lot of doctors are there who say that tobacco is bad, but they are not trained how to help people quit tobacco. So we at ICanCaRe are here to train, and this is what we are looking for. We have trained a lot of people. We are having marshals, we are having ambassadors, and we are planning to train as many specialists to make a number of them. So we have created the resources as well. The books are there. The Be Smart Do Not Start book is there for the sensitization, and it is available in Hindi, English, Odia, Gujarati, Marathi, and it is a comic sort of a page book which can be given to all the schools and every place. And then we have got this assistance for the Winnow Tobacco Made Easy, for the training for the doctors, you know, tobacco cessation, and a comprehensive guide is there. And for the people who want to help the institution to be tobacco free, we have got the Making an Institution Tobacco Free basic manual. So these are the ladders, these are the steps, and we are lucky that we have this ICanCaRe Academy has been accredited by the Gujarat University, and we have got the training program at ICanCaRe to empower each and everyone in the society, and to have a put a full network in the society to take care of this tobacco, which is the biggest menace in the present era. So you have to take the lead on this Valentine's Day. I request everyone here to take the lead. Just call 4011-430-77695. Everyone can note down this number. We have the community page also. Please join us and take the lead to make our society tobacco free.